Hi all, this is Ollie at InvestQuest, and today we're going to be doing a review of the Joseph Carlson After Hours channel. Now, I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, okay? Think of me as your internet jester and I'm here to merely entertain you. So this video is just for educative and entertainment purposes only. Now, the Joseph Carlson After Hours channel, I quite like the channel. I think that his general thrust is a good one in terms of allocating most of his portfolio to large and mid-tech companies. What I would say is that if he's going to measure himself against the S&P 500 and he's going to be investing in smaller tech or mid-tech kind of companies, why not just measure yourself against the FANG Plus, right? Against the big tech companies. So if you're going to take the additional risk, why bother at all? Unless you think you're going to get better returns than the FANG Plus. So that's something that I would ask him. I'd be very interested to hear his response on that. In addition, I think that that potentially he could do with a little bit more education in terms of the crypto sphere. Now, what I would say about crypto and his understanding and some other financial YouTubers is, I suppose, if you're wrong about something, how long will you be wrong until you change your mind? Okay, so I'm a relative newcomer to crypto. Been in it about a year or so. But if you could go back 10 years, of course, why would you bother buying anything else than crypto, right? So I think that that's not there are other arguments, but it's just something to turn your mind to. Okay, so past performance is not a definitive indicator of future performance. However, I think a more nuanced statement in terms of decision making would be that past performance is a potential general indicator, okay, of future performance. It's not definitive, but you can see there is a general trajectory in the crypto sphere in terms of adoption and also use cases. So crypto, I mean, it's software, right? So if someone like Joseph Carlson can understand that, investing in big tech is essentially investing in software platforms like Facebook or Google, where really, I mean, crypto is simply software. So, he talks about Bitcoin and Ethereum. What I would say about his comments on Bitcoin is, like, he's saying that it's non-productive, so he wouldn't invest in it. However, there's many examples of non-productive assets that, appreciate very aggressively. Okay, so if you think about a piece of land in New York, for example, or where I am in Melbourne, for instance, Melbourne CBD, that's a very aggressively growing non-productive asset if it doesn't have a building on it. So I think I would just challenge that way of thinking. Also, and I think that there'll be more education in this area going forward. But if you look at Bitcoin and Ethereum, those protocols don't really have on-chain governance. But some of the newer protocols, for instance, in the internet computer, it has on-chain governance where the software is updating itself, okay, through what's known as the network nervous system. So the governance token holders are voting to upgrade a network, okay, and that network may have significant use cases in the future of different apps being built on it. Okay, so you can start seeing how these ecosystems and software could be valuable in the future because they could potentially eat the corporate model itself. Okay, so instead of having a corporate entity, you would have a a decentralized, a decentralized crypto application, and you would issue, governance tokens instead of having shares. Okay, so I think that that is a big potential area, and I think that a lot of, a lot of a lot of YouTubers that cover sort of financial topics, would do well to explore that. He does refer to the, the illegitimacy FUD, regarding crypto transactions, and he also talks about volatility. What I would say about volatility, is that if you zoom out, it's actually not that volatile, right? It's pretty much like a straight line. Like if you just drew a line between where it's like a project like Bitcoin or Ethereum, and you actually zoom out, it's pretty much just like an upwards trajectory, right? There'll be ups and downs and squiggly lines and stuff, but it's gone from, almost nothing to whatever it is now, 50,000, right? So, it depends on, when he talks about volatility, it depends on what your time frame is. Because if you've got a long time frame, the volatility it just means that it's gone in a parabolic upward trajectory. So, he has said that his opinions can change. And, all of us go through, I think, kind of a similar learning process in the crypto sphere, because it is quite nascent. The information is quite fragmented, and it can be difficult finding, high quality information. Sometimes you really have to sort of dig through a lot of things, but I think it will become clearer, as we move forward. The last thing he talks about, he wants to invest in companies with something tangible. But what I would say to that is that everything he's investing in is really, they're all software businesses. So when he talks about investing in something tangible, I'm not really sure what he means by that, because if he's investing his money in Netflix, Facebook, Amazon, Google, all of these things, these are really software systems. Yes, of course they've got employees, but, and I think that, the crypto sphere, their software systems, and, some of these protocols have volunteers working on them. But soon, as I've gone through with more sophisticated governance mechanisms, you will have people essentially employed by DAOs, a decentralized autonomous organization. Okay, so the protocol will be able to basically levy, like, it's not a tax, but they'll be able to levy, charges or fees on the users of the network through various means, and then that can be used to pay devs to improve the protocol. So it's definitely a space to watch. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, like, subscribe, or leave a comment for me. Love to hear from you. Okay, cheers guys. Thanks. Bye.